We have arrived.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on our way.
Just yonder looks to be a...
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. Well fought, Arisen.
Odessey, the Arisen defeated this lot without us.
Stand back.
Naught compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne. Yet not all claim the truth. Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with. Regardless, we well not to inspire mistrust.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
One can see far to the distance from here.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the scene.
You have my support.
This is rather thrilling. Should your pack grow overfull, have no fear. I'll lighten your load by spreading it out among us pawns.
That was superb, Arisen.
An astounding discovery. Indeed. Good on you for being so observant. Come, follow my example.
That's a bad idea.
It was well worth the effort of breaking it.
It's about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I will make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate. Day of work.
Those recruits don't know pommel from point.
So tired. I've barely the vim to tie my shoes.
One never can have too many of these.
What say we pelt one at the next foe we encounter?
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside.
Makes a stiff of boards after training.
I pray my efforts aid your cause. You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need, Master. A well-organized pack is my specialty. I'll see to it your burdens are shared between us pawns. I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. 'Twas a fine adventure we shared. If ever you've need of an ear to listen.
I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use. Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep?
Everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
Would not be unwelcome for an ally to appear for once.
If battle cannot be avoided, 'tis fight or die.
No quarrel here.
flame at any cost, Arisen. You have been doused in oil.
Are we ignoring the enemy today?
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
It is as you say.
I knew you could prevail, Master.
Keep on like that. We'll be done here soon enough.
That was certainly worthwhile.
Though we may not die in battle, it's a far cry from being invincible.
Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! Find a way down the road ahead.
The Arisen has been put to sleep!
Focus your strength, Arisen. I could have done no better.
Twas a glorious success!
Would that we might always be so in step, eh?
Water is seeping through the cracks.
Do not waste this chance. Press home our advantage.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall!
You have my gratitude, sir. It seems I misjudged you. I had taken you for another false Arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this, as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
We are fortunate indeed. This is a rare find.
I dare say the quandary of what to do with it is half the joy.
Ox carts make for...
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
Very brave. Allow me to open the chest.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle.
I see you recognize my worth. You are wise indeed to have sought my aid. 'Twill be a joy to serve one so gallant.
At least I go knowing I fought to the best.
Let us
of my
work
ability.
together to honor.
A grand adventure awaits us. I just know it.
You are wise indeed to have sought my aid.
Very well, I shall lend you my aid.
I see you recognize my worth, Arisen. I suppose I should consider myself honored. Sir.
That ladder looks promising, but we'll have to drop it down from above.
Might there be aught over there?
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
No? Very well.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
We've got goblins!
Caution would be wise, but we ought not let it hold us in our course.
The Arisen has been changed! Nicely done.
Glad to be of service.
Apt to be said.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
We're setting out. Jump on if you...
I was informed of your coming, would-be Arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first, 'twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one Arisen. That Arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became Arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to our own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
Such quietude is a blessing.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consarn it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha! There you are!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till next we meet. Farewell.
Fine place. Cast off the stresses of my old
All our peers seem so much more capable.
Well met, sir. Forgive my presumption, but were you the one who gave my granddaughter that medicine in Melv? I thought so. She's not stopped talking of her adventure since she arrived home. You have my sincerest thanks for aiding her. That girl's always running off on some fool's errand or other, for all my chiding. Once she gets an idea under her bonnet, there's simply no talking her out of it. Now listen, 'tisn't much, but I'd fain offer you a discount on my wares. Pray, make good use of it, won't you? Welcome and well met. Don't think I've forgotten your discount now. I'll knock a few gold pieces off aught you buy. So spend away. Do come again.
This is for you. What do you think?
Might head to market. As you wish. I shall return directly.
Greetings. Welcome to the Guild Hall. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. If there is aught I may assist you with, simply say the word. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance? Forgive me, but I'm afraid we are not accepting registration for warriors or sorcerers at this time. You see, as we currently have no archer staves or greatswords on hand, we are unable to outfit new members. And we cannot simply purchase more, as the delivery of arms intended for the local armory and other guilds in this domain was plundered by goblins. So regrettably, I cannot assist you. Unless you were to procure a weapon yourself, that is. Let me see. What else can I tell you of our guild? Methinks Roderick will be able to tell you aught of the stolen shipment. He runs the local armory, and we purchase almost all of our stock from him. May fortune smile upon you, sir.
We'll not find anything if we don't start looking.
Must be my winter coat.
These writings could be of import.
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
Well met, sir.
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant alterations to the chain of command. That's a fine craftsmanship. Perhaps better than... than anything we have at present.
It ought to tip the scales in our favor.
Is this a challenge, Arisen, to see who can keep pace?
Hail, friend. Have you a spare moment? I've an eye for people, and my instincts tell me you're of trustworthy ilk. I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there, neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
What should I do? What to do? What to do? I've no mother or father to speak of, you see. So the nice people at the Gracious Hand take care of me. I wanted to get them a present to say thank you, and I thought a bunch of flowers would be just the thing. The problem is, I can't seem to find any good ones. Do you think you could help me? All I need is a bunch of pretty flowers. For true. Thank you ever so much, Arisen. I'm sure you'll find the prettiest flowers that ever were. Boy, Arisen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers already? Oh, just look at them. They're the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen. These should brighten the sisters' days. Say, would you mind terribly if I asked you another favor? See, one of my friends taught me a magic spell. It's supposed to let you meet whomever you like. All you have to do is find a silver stone, put it under your pillow, and say the magic words. But there's the problem. I've been looking all over for such a stone, and I can't find one anywhere. Would you find a silver stone and bring it to me, Arisen? For true. I knew I could count on you, Arisen. I'll be waiting. Oh, I can't find a silver stone anywhere. Oh, just look how it shines. Thank you ever so much. Say, aren't you curious who I want to meet? Well, I'll tell you. My mother and father. I don't even know what they look like, you know. Not to say I'm unhappy at the gracious hand, of course. But I'd really like to meet them, even just once. I want to tell them how grateful I am that they gave me life. Oh, it's so shiny. Oh, hi, Arisen. You'll help me again if I need it, won't you? Please say yes.
Miss Daphne seemed pleased with our efforts. Mayhap we ought to pay her another visit sometime soon.
I quite agree.
Alms for the poor. Pray grant.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortunes... Ah, hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance you would be willing to aid me with another matter. You see, one of the children we care for here at the Gracious Hand has gone missing. Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. I can't imagine he would have run away. This building's very old. It could be that he's found himself in some strange corner of it. Might I impose on you to search for him?
We won't get far with naught to go on. We'd best ask around, see what we can find out.
It is as you say.
Malcolm. All he's doing of late is picking through rubble. Don't know why he bothered.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Malcolm's been really into exploring of late. Just the other day, he was going around telling anyone who'd listen about how he was an ox hair away from making some big discovery.
Good day, sir.
I wonder what it was Malcolm found. Treasure?
What teachings might salve the people's woes?
Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go exploring together, but I overslept and he went without me. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults. Oh no, I wasn't meant to tell anyone that.
I suppose we'll be wanting to report back now.
I must be grateful. At least I have a full bed.
Got to sell off what I can while I'm in town.
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mentioned rubble, aye? Then perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
The fiend unknown is the most perilous.
Pray, speak up should you notice aught amiss.
Lucky us. That's worth taking.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought not lose sight of our guide.
I suppose 'tis so. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say. These really are hidden in the most unlikely places, aren't they?
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable treasure trove of wisdom. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. 'Twill be our little secret. Understood?
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please. Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
Quite a collection of tomes. I'm sure I'll be seeing stars were I the scholarly sort.
There's no great shock to me.
living's hard, but Reach got someone to marry.
Does the wind blow my fur every which way?
I'd best be heading home.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Always a fresh breeze blowing round here.
You've come. Glad to see you, friend. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, you needn't worry about tending to the place. Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
I'm all for camping, but solid walls are a joy that can't be beat. And ours for a full week at no charge. What a steal.
Did as you say.
Fancy a look at my wares?
This really is fine.
Hoi, friend. Klaus sent word that you've agreed to rescue some of my pilfered equipment. I'd be grateful for aught you can reclaim, truly. Fair warning. Goblins are behind these ox cart raids, I've since learned. No doubt they're hoarding the stolen arms in their den. From the tell of it, their lair lies somewhere along the Western Road. Pray do be careful. If aught were to go awry, 'twould weigh heavily on my heart. Losing my wares for good would make me sore, but no sack of gold can compare to a fellow life, eh?
Oh, yes? I possess no ill intent, I assure you. I merely wished for a closer look at these bows. Those of other races differ so in design from our own, you see. I cannot deny I am curious about them. That's all 'tis, mind. Curiosity. I have no desire to actually own one of these contraptions myself. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one. It would be unseemly for an elf to aspire to such a thing, no matter how they fascinate me. 'Tisn't to be. You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. You have my gratitude. Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect, such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. I suppose that comes from using different materials. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that I should marvel so at a bow not of elven make. I suppose I sought inspiration, for I confess I find myself rather lost. My aim has suffered of late, such that my wayward arrows simply would not strike true. The timing could not be more unwelcome, as my skill with a bow is to be put on trial anon. Forgive me. I should not expect you to know of our ways. I speak of the trial of archery, a time-honored elven custom. Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach maturity. Till we succeed, we are not considered to have come of age. I have been training most diligently, yet my skills ne'er seem to take shape. Indeed, I fear my aim has only worsened with each new failing. I grew so vexed with myself that I sought to learn a foreign form of archery rather than master my own people's. Thanks to you, I now have the means to do so, though I dare say I shan't make any headway on my own. Say, would you be willing to give me a demonstration? It might be just what I need to find my aim. Please, sir, you gifted me this bow. I only ask that you show me how to wield it. Many thanks. I'm indebted to you twofold, but this is no place to practice. Would you be so kind as to meet me by the ruins north of Trevo Mine? That's where I train, you see. I'll be able to concentrate on your display of bowmanship much better there. I do hope you'll join me. For now, I shall bid you farewell.
A treasure chest? Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
"'Tis a pleasure to meet you." "I'll carefully conserve my strength, and you can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need, Master. Knowing when to use curatives..."
I shall be proud to serve you, Arisen.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Restoration and reinforcement are the purview...
I've just remembered a curious rumour I overheard once. Seems there's an illness pawns...
Pray, call upon me again another time.
It pains me to say it, but I've nothing to share.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here. As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false Arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false Arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. It would be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true Arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, it would be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont. There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen, you will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's... Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to Your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that Your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Go on, have a look.
I would appreciate your...
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Would that all my days were sanctuary.
There's ought to be said.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part.
Mindless labor is for mindless men.
Whoever's my replacement in the of the arts?
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I'd simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word! You mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
Sven, where have you been, Your Grace?
Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might be.
Prithee, inform us when you leave your chambers. If aught were to happen.
Let's take it easy today.
Wonder if anyone will notice if I stay here a bit. So tired.
The sooner my duties are
I'm just
concluded,
grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
'Tis our duty to see this peace protected.
So, you've come. Captain Brandt bade me allow you passage.
Tis no easy thing, making a living so.
My legs are
As
stiff
soon as
as
my
boards
ship done, I'm off to the tavern.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one Arisen has been upended, or Disa's Arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are Arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be Arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true Arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be? Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Disa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? Oh, to think such a place existed. How very curious. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
Everyone's just tired.
This should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
Well met.
Have you taken leave of your senses, Arisen?
Anything for you, Arisen. Off I go.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Disa's schemes run deep. To think, Disa's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Disa is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Disa's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take this.
What could the Queen Regent be plotting?
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are, it seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap it would be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for your Majesty's efforts. There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to, for some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security, so pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, Your Majesty. There is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
Someone is looking this way. Is there aught about me that caught their eye?
Now, how best to proceed? Now, how best to proceed?
I'd quite like.
Best make haste, else I'll be at this all night.
Been a while since I heard a good story.
I like to come here when I need a minute to think.
Now there's a worthy prize, if only 'twa'n't so far away.
Tis quiet about. I'd sooner stay out of back
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
I pray naught goes amiss. I've a headache as 'tis.
I've no time to be social. I've too much to do.
Silence cultivates. I'm just grateful I get to live my life. Well, is rooted in the soil of love.
If I grin and bear, I'm near enough wastrels.
Is rather valuable, this.
Perhaps fortune has deigned to aid us at last.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait right there.
Silence cultivates. Might have a little kip.
This is no life.
Always the same. They are today, just how I like it. There's ought to be said.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit. This is where I come when life gets overwhelming.
I've never seen aught like this. I'd wager my own master would be astounded to learn of its existence.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off.
I'll go and open the chest. Fight. I won't say no. I like to come here when I need a minute to think.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
What is this? I'm in no hurry.
I
sluggards. Blood. Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace. Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit. Without its charms.
Now, how best to proceed?
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Oh, what luck! 'Tis a chest!
Not all chests contain treasure, you know.
Now, how best to proceed?
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit.
Our soldiers need better training.
This is where I come when life gets overwhelming.
Silence cultivates wisdom.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Seems naught ever goes right. Cannot afford another how everyone else takes it.
This is far from when life gets overwhelming. I've no time for
Anywhere's better than the middle of the crowd.
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
The rules at your neck.
Clean and tidy. What else needs doing?
Never mind what they say.
barely the vim.
Oh, my head's high. Can't wrap my head around this.
You shan't hear me complain about an early repose. Tis a relief to be home. A good sleep does wonders.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigour.
All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to lose? My thanks, sir. As to the matter at hand, it concerns my ox cart business. I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road, but now I feel prepared to start making trips to Melv again. Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but worry for the safety of the carts. That's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit, the Watchhead's wife, to be delivered to one Sir Leonard in Melv. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I was right to put my faith in you. Now, the carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat at the station to wait. And mind you don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise against trying any funny business. Each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see, in case it encounters any monsters out on the road. So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take the issue up with them. But enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard, then come find me when the job's done. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour and all. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
This needs to be delivered. Shall we see it done?
What?
Look, Master. A treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
You're always such fun to talk to.
Ice attacks will only be to its advantage. We'll have to try something else.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
Hubris is man's word. This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint rest town.
I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
But not at the expense of my duty.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle.
Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen a pretty stone lying about, would you? One befitting the name the Jadeite Orb. It was stolen from me while I was delivering it, and if Master Everard should find out, he'd wring my neck. It's no exaggeration. He's had people killed before, more than a few at that. To be quite truthful, I'd intended to sell off the Jadeite Orb and quit this place for good. Working under a man such as him, I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me out. That jewel was my last hope. Now it's gone. Unless you were to find it for me. Would you, sir? Oh, pray do a poor man a kindness.
The Jadeite Orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry.
Well, hello there, sir. Well, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the border, where... Quarrels occur every other... Day. Do come again?
Greetings. You are the Arisen, are you not? Tell is you travel quite a bit. Tell me, In your comings and goings, did you happen to encounter a man by the name of Offulv? He seems to have vanished while in possession of a treasure known as the Jadeite Orb. My fellow merchants are scouring the city for him as we speak, but have had no luck as yet. And if I may be candid, our primary concern is not the merchant, but rather the orb. 'Tis an item of precious importance to myself and my partners, you see. I must see it reclaimed, post-haste. And in my hour of need, who should wander by but the good Arisen? What say you, sir? Would you be so kind as to seek out the Jadeite Orb on my behalf? You will be rewarded handsomely for your service. Of that I can assure you.
It seems this Jadeite Orb is in high demand. 2 people have asked us to find it now, but only one of them can have it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I see you recognize my worth, Arisen. I suppose I should consider myself honored to serve.
I should only hope I served to satisfaction.
Please dispense with the formalities.
You are wise indeed to have sought my aid.
Fancy a look at my wares?
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all I ask. Many thanks to you.
The Jadeite Orb is safely in hand.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then?
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Why? Peruse at your leisure, sir.
Fancy a look at my wares?
What was it I had to do?
Welcome, sir. Contrary to that, if you think me a liar, then buy something and the item you requested is complete. Here you are, sir. Hope to see you again.
This is a forgery, is it not? A copy, in other words, with no inherent value. What do we hope to do?
So, how goes it? Did you manage to retrieve the jadeite orb? Ah, splendid. You've my thanks. Before we discuss your reward, however, there is one final matter to which we must attend. You see, in my line of work, trust is paramount, and so we shall go to verify the orb's authenticity together. Come, I trust old Ibrahim's eye most of all. Let us pay a visit to his little scrap store.
Follow my lead.
Good day, Ibrahim. Would you be so kind as to examine this jadeite orb? Now, I have a bit of business to attend to while he performs his appraisal. I ask that you await my return here.
Take joy by the handful and regrets by the...
Fancy a look at my wares?
He ought to be finished by now. Come, let us go see. You have done your title proud, Arisen. This jadeite orb is indeed the genuine article. My partners shall be most relieved to hear of its return. You have certainly earned your reward. I trust you will find it satisfactory. And I do hope you will permit me to call upon you again, should aught arise.
Never for a moment did I doubt you'd grow stronger someday. Having said that, 'tis quite a relief.
They do say good things come to those who wait.
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then?
I'm unsure how best...
There you are! Pray, tell me, have you found the jadeite orb? Oh, thank you, thank you! Now my freedom is assured. Pray, take this. I know 'tisn't much, but I've naught else to offer. Right, I'd best get going. Sir, though we may ne'er meet again, know that I shall remember this kindness as long as I live. Farewell.
I fear we have done Sir O'Fulv an unkindness. May he find the strength to weather his troubles.
I do wish we'd had fairer tidings to share.
What should I get up?
Got to make hay while the sun shines.
Methinks there are rare materials to be found hereabouts.
Well, well. That's quite a discovery.